We are back from executive session. It is 9:02. No action happened while in executive session. City Secretary, please note that Councilwoman Tiffany Talamantes and Councilwoman Sonia Hernandez stepped out at the beginning of executive session. With that, we're going on to item 11, open session. 11A, discussion and consider regarding a .063 tract of land as Lot 1, Block 1, Hyler subdivision. Council, what is your pleasure? The first one.
The first one, this is the one that we're going to direct the city,
the
mayor to go into further discussions as discussed in executive session.
Okay, there's a motion on the table to approve, to allow the mayor to discuss with the candidate, as discussed in executive session. There's a second by Councilwoman R. Garza. Is there any questions? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Council, next item is 11B, discuss and consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. Lee describes as a .038 acre tract of land out of Pablo T. Survey number 1411, abstract 350. Council, what is your pleasure?
Motion
To,
to approve as discussed in executive session.
okay, there's a motion on the table to
Second.
approve item 11B as discussion in executive session. There's a second by Councilwoman Brenda Trevino. Is there any other questions? Hearing none, I'm gonna call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There is none. Motion passes unanimously. At this time, we'll move on to item 12, where we get to view the bills for July of 2024. Council, do you have any questions about those bills? Would you like to discuss any in particular? Okay, then we'll move on to item 13, which is general announcements. City manager, what would you like to say?
Active shooter training, I think is scheduled for next week. So please, if y'all may give you our time, I think it'll be a good session. I think the mayor's been out there, been working on that and putting that together. So if y'all have time, I think y'all all been invited to that.
Show of hands, who's coming?
For what?
The Ames training, active shooter training?
When is it again?
It's Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
Oh,
Show of hands, who's going?
well, hold on.
None of y'all are going?
Tuesday?
I went through the active shooter training with my company already. Together.
I took it at the school.
Okay, all right.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything on Tuesday.
Oh, do
so I
it.
might be able to-
It'll be good. It'll be good.
It'll be good.
It's a 4-hour training, so give it, you know, push it, get started. All right,
Okay.
and it's good, and there was a good collaborative a collaborative effort. GEO participated, the school, the county, and the city all came together to provide 125 spots for training for active shooter. And it's going to train 10 individuals that are in our county that can then hold these trainings, so we can continue on. And it's not just, we can make it look like anything, so it's gonna be good. City manager, do you have
Yes,
anything?
a couple other things. We have, of course, our meeting on the 3rd of September. I believe the Chamber of Commerce is looking at hosting some event in September. It looks like, sounds like a grand opening. So we will keep you guys posted on that. Again, some of these shovel turning, we try to do one. I think the gentleman did not want to do that, but we have some other events we'd like for y'all to participate in. Grand openings, ribbon cuttings, things of that sort. So please be on the lookout. We don't have the definitive dates yet, but we will get those to you.
I'm sorry, I just have a request,
Sure.
I mean, for the 4 individuals that we're gonna be doing the raises for. I mean, I want it to be fair across the board. I already have like 2 or 3 of them that I'm like, okay, you know, I'm fine with that. It's just the one, and I wanna be fair to everyone. So I'd like to see an audit on all 4 of them next meeting, as well as their hours from last year to this year, to kind of gauge whether or not, you know, the overtime, it would be better to make them non-exempt employees rather than keeping them exempt, and, you know, because one of them's a pretty big raise.
When you
She
say,
just,
when you say hours, I wanna make sure I'm understanding what you mean by that.
like, okay, it was said that, you know, some of them are working 5 to 10 extra hours of overtime a week. And I'd like to, you know, just make sure that they're working 5 or 10 hours of overtime every week before I go and say, yes, let's give this person, you know, $13,000-$14,000 extra, and, you know, I just wanna be sure that I'm doing the right thing, especially when we're playing with people's money.
Well, I guess on that end, I can tell you this, I can get you some information, but part of that is what I have to do, go back on, I'll give you an example. I'd have to go back and look at phone records to look at, see how many times I've texted somebody, how many times I've called them after 5 o'clock, And so with that, I can only tell you, those calls for me, I can only tell you that I can give you an estimate. But I think if you're asking me to look for like a year of records to see if I've called them X amount of, I don't know that I can do that, but I can tell you that I do have, I can trace my calls and the number of times I've called, whether it's before or after work or weekends, and show you an estimate on that. But in saying that, again, I'll try to be as practical. One
Or maybe
position-
just the past 6 months, maybe, you know, because I know she's worked a lot. I've seen her. The proof is in the pudding with her. But I'm saying other people, you know, and I know our public works guys, they're out there, you know, along with her setting up all these things. It's just, there's other people that just has my concern, you know, and if we can save the city money by turning, you know, one person into a non-exempt employee instead of, you know, raising them so X amount of dollars, then, you know, we should at least try and consider that. You know, it's all about saving money.
I will leave it at that, but I can discuss with you.
All right, thank you.
Motion to
Council,
adjourn.
are there any other questions or announcements? Hearing none, I will accept the motion to adjourn. Councilwoman, A.R. Garza with a second, Councilwoman Brenda Trevino, you mean with a first? She was first? Well,